What's up everybody, Austin here from Make Pop Music and Austin Hole Audio and Visual, and we are back with another tutorial for today. And for today's video, we're actually going to be showing you something that you guys had a lot of questions about in the last video, and that is how to make that plucky synth pop bass. So this bass gets used all the time, and there are so many different variations of it, but today we're going to show you the methods and the techniques to actually craft it from scratch in Serum. You can also use these techniques in pretty much any other synth ever, soft synth or hardware synth, and just kind of use this as a basis, and then you can add your own flavor on top of it. So we're going to kind of show you how to set the envelopes and the LFOs, some basic oscillators and wavetables to use, and some processing techniques, and then you can really just take those and run with them and make them fit your song. I feel like this is one of the most important sounds you need to know how to craft for pop music, because it will appear in almost every song, or at least every artist will have a song or two that has something like this in it. So without further ado, let's actually hop into the session and show you exactly how to make the sound from scratch. All right, now we're actually in the session. What I'm gonna go ahead and do is I have an instance of Serum that is just the initial preset. I'll go ahead and initialize though, once again, just so we can make sure that we're starting with a clean slate. So when you're making this kind of like plucky synth bass, the real key is using your filters and using LFOs and envelopes. So we're gonna kind of show you the basis and then just kind of use this as a starting point to really do whatever you want. So you can swap around the oscillators, you can swap around the filters, you can change all your envelopes to make it really fit your mix, but this is just gonna kind of be a starting point for that bass. So we'll just keep it on this initial saw wave right here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and turn on the filter and leave it on the low 12. And then I'm actually going to use an LFO because you get a little bit more precise with this rather than using an envelope. And so what we're going to do is we're going to route LFO 1 to the cutoff. And then we're going to set this to trigger, actually to envelope. If you have trigger, it'll keep going to whatever the rate is set. If you have envelope, it'll just play it and stop. So we're going to leave it at envelope right now. We've just got that initial saw. Here's what it sounds like with nothing. So you can already tell we're starting to get that little bass sound. What we're going to do is we are going to drive up the unison. I like 7 or 8. It gives us a nice detune, but it's not too much to where it just feels way too thick. So as you can see, we're already making a lot of process. The next thing I like to do is I like to layer in a sub just to get some very consistent low end. And we're also going to have that filter going to that sub. That way it's also going to do the same thing. We can take this envelope 1, which is going to control the overall amplitude of all of this, and I do want a little bit of release. That way, as we're playing a bass line, it's not just stopping immediately. We're going to turn it to mono, that way stuff doesn't overlap, because if we have it not on mono, it gets really messy, whereas when you have it to mono, it's going to cut off as soon as you play the next note. So we're going to leave it like that. So now we've got oscillator A and the sub oscillator, we've got our filter, and we've got a basic LFO and a basic envelope set. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start adding in an extra layer. So for something like this, I like going with like a square wave because you're going to get a nice little bit. Let's actually go over one more. You're going to get a nice little bit of like extra punch where the saw is nice and buzzy and the sine is nice and thick. I feel like a square wave is got a little bit of buzz, it's got a little bit of thickness, but it's also a bit more punchy. So here's what this wave sounds like by itself. We're going to send that envelope to it, and then we're going to layer that over everything. So as you can tell, we're starting to really get that bass sound. The next thing that I'll do is I'll turn on a noise, and we'll turn this up a little bit, and also have the filter going to that. And that's going to give us a little bit of that actual pluck. And so the next thing that I like to do is actually really refine my LFO. And so what I'll do is it really just depends on the tempo of the song and the vibe. But sometimes I'll have like a really quick cutoff right here where it's going from all the way up to decently down, and then that's where the pluck is. And you can also adjust these parameters. If you click right here in the middle and you drag, it'll adjust them from either way. And if you just take it right here, it'll kind of drag it one way or the other. So what we'll do right now we've got a really, really good start. The next thing I like to do with these is I will add a little bit of hyper. I'm not going to do a ton because we do have the detuning on oscillator A, and we'll probably put it on B in a second. But I like this just to give it that extra little bit of width overall. We'll add a little bit of distortion. and I'm gonna mix this down really low. And then I like to add a little bit of chorus. And to dial the chorus in, what I really like to do is turn it all the way up. And then kind of adjust my parameters from there, because it's a little bit easier to tell exactly what the chorus is doing, and then we can dial it back. And now I'll adjust that, and I'll take that to like 20 or 30%. We can leave it at like 40. Let's go ahead and let's actually take this up. And then the last thing I'm gonna put on right now is an EQ. We're gonna adjust that Q all the way down so it's a nice even slope, as you can see. We'll do like a 3 or 4 dB, and we'll start it at like 500. And that's just gonna give us a nice little bit of boost in the mids and the highs as it's cutting through the mix. That'll really just kind of help it not be super muddy and intelligible. So the next thing that we'll need to do before I make any more kind of adjustments is we're gonna go through and actually play the bass line. So since you guys were asking on our last tutorial where it's like that kind of gallopy, kick and then 3 hits, we're gonna do something like that, but you could easily play a bass line however you want. You could easily do something like, but we're gonna go ahead and do just the bass line that you guys are kind of used to, and then I'll kind of show you how to process that outside of Serum and then how to adjust that to where you're really getting something a little bit more special. So we'll come in right here. So what I'd like to do is I like to actually play it in 16th notes, and then that gives you a lot of flexibility. You can even go through and you can like adjust the actual velocities. We're not really gonna do that with this. We're just gonna kind of leave it as is, make sure everything copy and pasted over just fine. And that should do it. That should be the entire bass line, and then it's really important that you actually get that sidechain action happening. So I'll show you a couple different things that you could do for this. I like to just use Kickstart. It's like a $10 plugin sometimes when it goes on sale. And I'll just put it right here, turn it on a 4th, and then put it on the nice and tight. So you could easily do it like that. You could also, let's take that off. You could easily remove the first beats on the actual down hits, and you could just have it be the so you could do something like this. I just like the movement that you kind of get in when you add a little bit of that sustain from the first one being sidechained in. To me, it just feels a little bit more cohesive and nice and thick. It really gives it that swelling motion rather than just like a push and pull. So the next thing that we're gonna do is, since we've got a pretty consistent overall bass line, I do wanna add in some variation. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to LFO2, I'm gonna leave it on a quarter note, and I'm gonna leave it off. I don't want a trigger or an envelope since we have so many different notes. And then I'm actually going to go ahead and drag this right here, and then we'll set this to the bend. And so it's gonna, as a quarter note goes, adjust that bend up and down. We'll do the same thing with this one, and we can kind of tweak this as we go, but this will just give it a little bit of variation as it plays through in quarter notes. And to me, that just gives it a nice little baby tiny bit of discrepancy. That way it doesn't sound like the same thing just over and over. We're also gonna go ahead and drag the velocity right here. We're gonna take this pretty much down to here, boost it all the way up. We'll take this all the way down here, boost it up. We'll do the same thing with the actual sub. And so what this is gonna do is, we need to take it to the noise as well. What this is gonna do is, the softer you play it, the softer it's actually gonna be, where it will be velocity responsive. So if you want something where it kind of goes in and out, we can go here and we can actually kind of make those step up like that. And you can automatically hear we're gonna get a little bit more definition. So it depends. Do you want that swell or do you want nice and tight kind of hard basses all the way through? I just like having that option in case we want it. Another thing that you could do to kind of give it a little bit of extra boost is bump one of the oscillators up an octave. And then you can kind of just go in once you have it over your beat, and you can kind of mess with this LFO and make sure that the release is kind of exactly how you want it. So for this, the bass to me felt a little bit loose, so we'll go with something a little bit tighter. Let's try that. I'm going to turn the sub down just a little bit. We got a lot of low end happening. I'm going to go ahead and turn the noise up just so we get a little bit more click. All right, so we've kind of gone through everything. The only thing I kind of want to show you is what happens if you change the filters. The higher you go up on the actual kind of cutoff, it's really going to just make that a little bit more aggressive, because you're getting that cutoff slope a little bit harder. So 12 is just a 12 dB cut. And then when we go up to 24, that's where you're really going to get a lot more kind of like tight pluck. So really, from now on, this is kind of up to you. You could go through and you could kind of change your envelopes. Let's do something. Something like this. And that's pretty much the basics. So just to recap, make sure that your filter is doing most of your work. Get a good LFO that you can kind of tweak however you want. Do you want it to be a tight pluck? Do you want it to be a loose pluck? How long do you want the pluck to last? And then really just go through and kind of play with your oscillators. You can do some stuff like adding the velocity where, you know, as you play it, it's a little bit more key sensitive. You can do stuff like adding in a sub, and then you can go in and you can kind of add in all of these extra effects. But really, you could get the sound with pretty much any synth if you know how to either have an envelope or an LFO going to a cutoff, and you know how to at least get a couple of these working with that cutoff to give you that nice pluck sound. So hopefully this helped out. As you can see, it's pretty easy to make this sound, and there is a very, very, very basic method to doing it, and then the options are endless for where you can go from there. So hopefully this tutorial kind of helped you get your footing for it, and you can actually go in and you can make some stuff that's going to work really well for your song. To everybody who bought something during our sale last week, it went amazing. We really appreciate all of the support. Helps us out a ton when you guys support the channel and when you come support our store. So we really, really appreciate it. If you missed the sale, we'll have another one on Black Friday. But until then, if you want to check out any of our samples, presets, courses, anything like that, go over to makepopmusic.com. We have a ton of stuff for you, and we would love to see any support you guys can send us. If you like this video, like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know what videos you want to see in the future, and we will be back with more next week. As for now, much love everybody, stay safe, and peace out.
Nobody fucking likes me. Nobody fucking likes me. Nobody